Yeah, I'd like to say.
Perfect. Got it now. Thank you.
Yep. So
All right,
continue.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Auto Club Speedway. After a couple of technical issues, we are ready to rock and roll. Racing here, rocking the pace lap here. Bradley Rivers on the pole. Dwayne Furtick to his outside. Go ahead and start that over. Kyle Diaz, Robert Roth, Leroy Koblenz, Tay McDonald, Michael York, Doug D. Nice, Tyler Burden, Pete Walsh, Michael Carter, Michael Sheffield, Anthony Ludi, Aaron Miller, 17 South, Kent Mueller, Stan Carnathan, Kane Lee, Sam Taylor, and then we get into the penalty drivers from last week who were not able to put down a qualifying lap, having been on probation. As the lights go back on the pace car, that's going to allow us a few extra moments. But Ryan McCall, Waylon Turner, John Osborne, Dylan Picklesheimer, unable to put down a qualifying lap being on probation. So that rounds out the field. I'm Liam Irving, joined up in the booth by Emily Arias. Thank you guys for tuning in, and apologies for the quick little issues we had here to start the show. We've got 110 laps ready to roll here at Auto Club Speedway. Emily, you talked with me a little bit in the pre-race about how much you love this racetrack. Got to talk with me about what is it that you love about this track? What makes it so great?
Well, Auto Club is a track where you can run low, mid, high. My favorite spot to run in this track, which is a sweet spot, kind of like Miami. I don't know if you guys noticed, last time they went to Miami, at least the Real Cup Series, they ran that high line. And that's about the same, especially for Auto Club. And once you get in that groove on that high line, you can definitely get some speed up, as that is the most dominant line, especially with the weather being nighttime, as well as, if I am correct, little chilly. Will allow more grip on those tires and allow them to be able to run that high line even better.
A little chilly by California standards. We're below 70, so these guys are probably out here in sweatshirts. At least in the crowd. I kid, but pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn. We are ready. The Best Buy Drops car is on top, which only makes sense as we get into the Geico restart zone. And the green flag by Best Buy Drops is out. Bradley Rivers leads him down. Adam Bowden moves down to the inside for second place. And Arnold Palmer, number 94. He's got Kyle Diaz looking to his inside in the 26. Emily, we're already 3 wide down the back straightaway.
Yeah, 3 wide, 4 wide is what we can do here at Auto Club. Even 5 wide if these drivers choose to. You can even see right there, there's 4 to 5 lanes that these drivers can utilize going into turns 1, 2, 3, and 4, working on trying to make passes here at Auto Club. And that's one thing that we're about to see, as again, working 3 wide, that Red Bull kart on that bottom line, trying to make a move. Will that happen?
Not quite. He's going to have to pull in behind the 43. First lap is led by Bradley Rivers. Adam Bowden in second place. And we've got a host of cars racing for another top 5 spot. Kyle Diaz falls in behind Dwayne Furtick. And look at how bumpy this track is down the back straightaway.
Yes, Auto Club is bumpy, but does the drivers really notice it? As long as it's not bumpy going into the turns, it really does not affect those drivers. But that is something that could happen to allow them to lose that back end coming out of turns 2 and 4. Because I know that's happened to me a couple times. So that's something we need to watch out, or at least these drivers need to watch out, especially when they're running those fast laps.
Take a look at 17 South from Stan Carnathan in the pits. We'll have to. Oh, we got a problem down the back. The 59 of Robert Roth gets turned down to the inside. He's going to save it, keep her going. How many times have we seen somebody get turned that way and it spells disaster? A huge impact to the inside wall. Great job by the 59 there, Emily.
Multiple times I've seen it happen, especially head on into that safer barrier on that backstretch. I've seen it on one of the Cup Series races, IRL, especially during one of these iRacing races as well. That's something it comes back to getting loose coming out of turns 2 and 4, and that's probably what happened to that car.
It looked like there could have been a little bit of contact, but I don't know, man. He just got loose, a big loose, was able to save it. We really do not see these next-gen cars get that sideways and come back just straight. Usually they get turned around at that point, so fantastic job there by Robert Roth keeping it straight. He stays within the top 20. So we've still got 23 drivers out on the racetrack on the lead lap. 17 South is 1 lap down. Sam Taylor's coming into the pits now.
Yes, sir. As like you said, one person coming down pit road, but action is action-packed here at Auto Club. You think like Daytona, when we go there, it's single file line, but when we come to Auto Club, these 1.5-mile tracks, this is where all the action pack comes in the season. This is where tempers could flare up, but this is where drivers strive at, is these 1.5-mile tracks.
Auto Club, gonna correct you, it's a 2-mile track here, but it is in that intermediate bubble. It's on the top end of it, as we saw Adam Bowden make a move on the outside. Emily, you talked about how strong that outside lane is going to be. Do you think it's going to stay strong in the early part of this race, or do you think it's something that you got to work the tires into and maybe have a longer run workout up there later on in the race?
So personally, I like running the bottom line at the start of the race, get a feel for how the track is, because it does change going from practice qualifying into the race session. Then once I feel comfortable to start moving up to that high line, I'll start moving up there. But it does eat up those tires, so that's what drivers do need to be aware of with 110 laps out here tonight. And if I'm correct, 3 to 4 tire sets on those cars. You definitely got to watch out and be conservative with those tires.
That's a close moment there with Diaz and Wayne Furtick coming up off of turn 2, but I think these guys have 6 sets of tires in the pits, which
6 sets. Interesting.
Which might not be what you're worried about. You're going to be worried about if these cautions come your way, to utilize those tire sets, because if we don't get those cautions, these guys have 70% fuel. This is probably going to be a 2 or 3 stop race when it comes to fuel. Tires are not going to be, they're going to help you out. It's going to be interesting to see. We've seen actually plenty of races where, we might see an extra pit stop tried by some of these drivers to utilize those fresh tires.
Yes, 100%. Coming down pit road under green flag stops can produce challenges for these drivers, especially on worn down tires going about 40-50 laps. Like you said, 70% fuel kind of gets about 40 laps if I am correct, somewhere around that. Stream can correct me on that, but definitely coming down pit road with worn down tires is definitely a factor these drivers do need to put into effect so they don't spin out coming down pit road.
We've seen that happen plenty of times too. This is a tough pit road to get into. These wide sweeping corners onto that transition to the apron can really upset the car. We saw how that transition upsets the car last week at Phoenix. These guys aren't going to be used to going down that transition here. That could really catch some guys off guard, as Kyle Diaz has moved his way into second place. Michael York is up into third. Bradley Rivers, your pole sitter, is falling backwards. Now in fifth place with Tay McDonald to his outside. Tyler Burden trying to give him a bit of a push. Burden looks to the middle to go 3 wide to try to take away that 5th spot. Bradley Rivers on the bottom. Tyler tried that was an interesting line he tried there. He went middle and cuts down the racetrack in the middle of the corner to get a lower exit off. Didn't really work out too well for him. That's an interesting attempt at a line as Kyle Diaz looks to the inside of Adam Bowden for the race lead.
Yes, sir. As that 48 car of that Red Bull making a move on the outside line of that 26 car, definitely going to have to try to make it happen coming across that start-finish line into turns 1. That's kind of hard to pass. If he can rock that top line and get speed, goes middle. He might be able to get past him. Depends on how this goes. He might get into second.
Oh yeah, he's up in second. We were looking at the static camera, so we couldn't really see it. I'm sorry about that, but Michael York moves up into second. Now he's chasing down Adam Bowden.
As battling back in the back of the field still occurring, comes back to what I said earlier. It's Auto Club. There is no boring spot of this race. Everything is action-packed from start to finish, and as we see still, we got that target car in the back trying to make moves, trying to move up. It's kind of what you have to do here at Auto Club.
Yeah, that's Doug D. Nice and that D. Nice Motorsports number 40 Target Camaro. Doug with the D. Nice designs. Makes his own paint schemes, makes a lot of paint schemes for people, and that car looking good as usual. We've got 11 laps complete. Adam Bowden holds on to the race lead over Michael York. Kyle Diaz and Tay McDonald now fight for third place, and Tay McDonald, he's had a little bit of momentum coming his way. I think he's going to be able to complete that pass. Maybe not. The draft stays up on the top side. Now, Emily, we're 12 laps into this race now. Draft is still huge. How long until these tires start to wear out and these guys start to separate?
So normally tire wear, my bad, is kind of around 30 to 35 laps depending on how hard you're pushing these tires. Now, if you're cooking these tires up and running full speed or running those tires on the edge, you get about 20 laps on these tires. So it really varies between 20 and 30 laps, maybe 40 if you save. But with what I'm seeing out of these drivers is, I mean, they could be saving. It's hard to tell, but kind of looking roughly between 20 and 30 laps.
That doesn't really look like anybody's saving at all. These guys are going absolutely crazy. As we take a look at that rapid fire pizza machine, we've got a car around in the back. John Osborne has gone around to bring out the first caution of the race. He's got some right side damage.
Yes, sir. It could be a case of possible spinning out coming out of turns 2.
We'll have to see. Got the 74 right behind him. 59 slides up. He's just going to finish the job. Both cars go around, but 59, I believe, is able to keep it off the wall. That's Robert Roth. Right on board here with Robert Roth. Man, I wonder if he just didn't expect the 81 to come down the racetrack as much as he did. He does flip the wall. That saves him.
Yeah.
Helps him straighten out the car.
Definitely going to put a nail in those tires. Damage here, depending on how bad it is, can be effective. As, like you said, it is a 2-mile track. So if you have damage on that vehicle, it's a win or lose. You can lose draft. It's just a win or lose, as wholesale pit stops from looks to be the entire field coming down for tires already.
Yep, they got 6 sets. May as well use
that
them.
is true.
A lot of these drivers dropped over half a second on their lap times in just that 15-lap stint. So everybody's coming in, and I figured that we were going to see John Osborne and the 59 of Robert Roth come in. They were going to likely have flat spotted their tires. iRacing updated their tire model, so that is a real thing. But look at this, Dylan Picklesheimer. Yes, it is.
When did that happen?
I think it was the update before last.
Interesting. Good to know. I'll make sure to keep that in my noggin for next time I go out on the track, and good to know.
Dylan Picklesheimer looks like he only took 2 tires there, or maybe he missed his pit box. Looked like he was in, but we'll see. He's out front now. Timing and scoring doesn't show him as completing a pit stop, but we saw him win the race off the pit road. Keep an eye on it.
Yes.
If he comes back in this time, he might have missed his pit box.
It is a possibility. If he comes into pit, it'll give the lead back to that 94 Adam. Beautiful paint scheme. Gotta love that T. Will that cycle him the lead? Yes, it does, as he comes down pit road.
Yeah, Dylan must have missed his pit box there and decided instead of going backwards, I'm already going to lose this positions, lose this time, may as well just come in and do it right.
Yes, sir. As working on lap 18 out of 110 here at Auto Club.
Lights are off on the pace car, Emily. We're getting ready to rock and rumble once again. Adam Bowden in the race lead and Kyle Diaz to his outside.
As we got Chevys up front filling the top four. Who's going to make it across that start-finish line in first? Will we have a new race leader? We will see coming across that line as the pace car will be ducking down in a little bit. Some interesting pace schemes out here on these NASCAR NextGen vehicles. Never seen some of them before. Definitely beautiful. I'd love to hear a story behind some of these paint schemes. Definitely later.
Yeah, definitely. I know there's a couple of them with some good stories around them. So we will definitely get you updated on it. But Adam Bowden, he's rocking a new paint scheme this week. Arnold Palmer, half and half. Arizona tea. I tell you what, that is a delicious beverage.
I'm going to be honest, I've never tried one.
It's not for everybody. I think tea, I don't like tea, but I like tea with lemonade. It works well.
Alrighty.
Pace car makes that hard left turn. Emily, Adam Bowden's leading him down.
Alrighty, as we get ready to rock and roll, pedal to the middle, green flag. Big jump by Adam. Takes that lead, and that's what he needs to keep that first place. And as well, get that clean air on that front nose of that number 94 Chevy.
Side by side for second is Michael York. This is the best, obviously, this is the first restart of the race, so the best he's been able to restart. He was moving up through the field. He started ninth. He's now in second place. Now on these fresh tires, he's going to try to chase down Adam Bowden.
And can I bring up something?
Absolutely.
The biggest mover here tonight is Kane Lee in that number 91 Chevy, up 16 positions and still moving.
Rocking the Sprite and Burger King colors. Get yourself a Whopper meal with a Sprite at Burger King. He's doing pretty good, though. Like you said, he's rocking 5th place after starting in 21st. One of those drivers that wasn't able to qualify due to being on probation. He is doing a great job working his way through the field. And yeah, we mentioned there was some penalties after last week's race, so we'll go ahead and update it for you guys. Waylon Turner, Ryan McCall, and Kane Lee were all given post-race penalties that result in a 2-race probation. That's why they were not able to qualify. Dylan Picklesheimer and John Osborne were involved in multiple cautions, or deemed to have caused multiple cautions, so they got a 1-race probation. Travis Gilbert, not racing with us today after some words in his interview last week, and multiple other rule violations. He was given a 1-race suspension, and Ray Lane, after last week's incident, retaliatory to the league, is no longer with us. He has been disqualified for actions detrimental to Elite Cup racing. So that is an update on the points, or on the penalties from last week. We can also update you on the points as well, in just a few moments. Bradley Rivers is your points leader over Dwayne Furtick. He's got a 6-point lead. Stan Carnathan in third. Just 1 point back. He's tied for third with Kyle Diaz, and Adam Bowden rounds out the top 5 in points. So this could be a huge day for Adam as he continues to lead this race. He gets some bonus points for leading a lap, leading the most. Now we've got a new second place runner, Kane Lee. Emily, you talked about Kane being strong. Look at him up in second place with a big shot from 48.
Yes, sir. As running that bottom line, like I said, bottom line, midline, top line, you can run it all here at Auto Club as side-by-side action between the 91 and 94 car going down that backstretch. Beautiful paint schemes, may I say, but 94 of Adam pulling away, running that mid line, but will he be able to keep up? No, he cannot, as slide drop a little from the 91 gets past him. New race leader, Kane Lee.
That's gotta be Kane. If he takes the race lead over Adam Boat and Michael York is still in third, Kyle Diaz and Tyler Burden trying to settle out fourth place, and now here comes Michael Carter to the outside in that number 8 machine.
As battling in the back pursues 2x2x2 for at least 4 lanes. Fighting, like I mentioned, happening everywhere on this racetrack, using every inch possible that these drivers can to make these passes, as the 06 gets in front of that number 29 and makes that move.
And one thing that I want to mention here, last time around, Tay McDonald ran the fastest lap of the entire race, running 8th place with a 39.13. A lot of that had to have been draft induced. Now he's up to the top side of Tyler Burden for 7th. Look at that Wendy's machine getting right up next to the wall. Might have touched it. That's Aaron Miller.
Yes, sir. As single file line back down on the backstretch, but coming into these turns, you'll notice they start fanning out as they try making moves, and that's kind of where you can make the best moves out going into turns 1, 2, and 3 and 4 is how these drivers will be making these moves. It's kind of hard to do on the backstretch and front stretch.
It is really tough. I mean, you've got all of this room in the corners, but everybody wants to gravitate to the same spot on the straightaways. It makes it really tough for these guys on the bottom to try to utilize all of that racetrack. They're going to have to let up out of the throttle just a little bit to not go up next to the wall, and that's what the outside car really benefits from. But Emily, I tell you what, you were talking about some really good-looking paint schemes, and I'd like to bring up this one here. Ryan McCall in the Rapid Fire Pizza Machine. Rapid Fire does a lot for us here at ECR. The first Rapid Fire Pizza opened its doors in 2015 in Dayton, Ohio. The idea was simple: make delicious, fast, and affordable pizza. Now in 25 cities across the country, customers love the fresh taste, the speed, and the ability to create their own perfect pizza with over 35 different toppings and sauces. Go to www.rapidfiredpizza.com for a location near you. Can't thank those guys enough for joining us with this incredible season as Ryan McCall. He's up 10 spots from where he started, but he's still got a long way to go to try to get up to the front, sitting in 12th place, just outside the top 10.
Yes, sir. Like you said, beautiful, beautiful paint schemes. I'm going to say that a lot here tonight. And that rapid fire paint scheme, whew, that red definitely makes it stand out.
It is fire.
Not gonna lie, making me hungry right now. I would love to try out rapid fire one day. Maybe I will. But still, side-by-side action as that 82 car working on the outside. I honestly, while coming to these tracks, especially Auto Club, I am very sad that they are removing it and rebuilding it, shall I say.
I could only hope.
Kind of mixed feelings about that, as this track is a beautiful track. Wish I got to go to it in person, but hey, we got it in the iRacing, right?
Yeah, we do, and with that, it will never die. This is, like, I'm with you. This is one of my favorite tracks of all time. I was always a big fan of the fact that guys could run almost anywhere, that runs would go super green, that you would see guys, maybe 5 whole miles an hour quicker at the end of the straightaway, maybe 10 miles an hour quicker, just because of how different the handling was in these cars. This is a beautiful racetrack to really showcase driver ability, car ability, and how to mesh them together. I'm with you. I'm sad to see it go, and I hope that it does come back in the form of a short track, but we'll just have to see how that goes.
Yes, sir. As working on a lap 29 out of 110.
Oh, we missed it. Adam Bowden took the lead back. Kane Lee tries to get back to the bottom, but
as a possible 3 wide, almost going to turns 1 and 2 of trying to get the lead. The top 3 cars, every field, they're going to fan out coming in turns 3 and 4 and battle out for that lead. And I am correct, as that number 26 car is battling in 91. Can he make the move? No, he cannot. Does not get enough speed coming out of those corners, but as everybody else shoves him out of line, he's going to fall back.
Tay McDonald, he was the fastest car. He still got the fastest lap of the race. He sits in third place right now. Let's go ahead and show you Adam Bowden getting back around Kane Lee for the race lead. He's going to set it up off of 4. Down to the inside. He's got the speed. Long enough straightaway, it should be pretty straightforward.
Yes, sir, as a beautiful pass by Adam passing Kane Lee. Beautiful pass, no contact. That's what these drivers love to see and love to have at every racetrack.
Yeah, this Elite Cup Series has been known for incredibly clean racing. Last week at Phoenix got a little bit dramatic at the end, but that was our record with 9, I believe, maybe 10 cautions throughout the course of 180 laps. So these guys did incredible all day, all night. Oh, we've got problems in the back. The 43 gets turned head on into the wall. Leroy Koblenz, he's lost a front end. No, he's got a front end. Somebody else lost a front end. 17 South looks okay. Dylan Picklesheimer with a heavy impact.
I think the car we were at before is missing or broke a toe link, I think.
17 South. We'll take a look at the replay to see who was involved and what exactly happened.
And I believe, does this... Ooh, loose.
Yeah, Koblenz was loose on the entry. 43 gets loose and...
Ooh. That had to hurt.
Gonna slow it down a little bit. Take a look from up top. So yeah, the 9 into the wall already. The 43, we've seen him loose throughout the course of this race. I think that's what happens here in the middle of the corner. He starts to loosen up, and that sends him down the racetrack. He's going to bounce it off of the 74 of Pete Walsh, and that sends him right up into Picklesheimer. There's the 1 as well, with nowhere to go. That's Michael Sheffield. Wholesale pit stops happening once again up front.
Yes, sir, as we're working 32 laps. And now, about the same coming down for tires. I have a feeling they're going to get tires every time caution comes out every about 15, 16 laps, don't you?
I think so. With 6 sets to start this race, I think you're going to be a little bit more liberal to start. That is basically what everybody is doing right now. I mean, Sam Taylor, he pulled off the racetrack after 4 laps. He had things to do, so he packed it up on the hauler, got the starting points, and ready to keep going, but they're ready to keep going with the season, I should say. As we get out and see who wins the race off pit road. Michael York taking 2 tires, along with the rest of the top 5. Tyler Burden, Bradley Rivers, Ryan McCall, and John Osborne.
Yes, sir. As like you said, 2 tires. Definitely going to make it interesting while we go green. Kind of did the math really quick. They can really realistically get tires every 20 laps. So, do I think every 15 laps will be sufficient? Maybe. Definitely got to see if these drivers will start saving and if we get that green flag run. Because, remember, we're only lap 33 out of 110. We can still get an easy green flag run in.
Here's the other thing to think about is that we've only got 70% fuel. And so if we're only looking at about 30 to 35, maybe up to 40 laps on fuel, you're halfway through your fuel run. So if you don't come now and you don't get that caution, in 15 laps, you're going to have to make a green flag pit stop, and that's going to lose you a ton of time. As we saw at the beginning of the race with 17 South and Stan Carnathan both making early pit stops and going almost an entire lap down.
Yes, sir, and a lap down here at Auto Club can be brutal, especially if it goes green, and that's what this track is known for, is going green, as it, like I said, multiple lines to run, fast track, a lot of room. Unlike some of these tracks, like the Cup Series is currently at Bristol this week, not much room on that track for movement, maybe 3 lines, 2 lines, 1 line dominant.
Yeah,
so,
but that track...
Most...
Sorry, I was going to say that track, like this one, everything gravitates up next to the wall coming out of the corners. And there is no straightaway time, no corner time. You are doing 15-second laps there. These guys have a lot more room to work with here, Emily, like you said. It is a beautiful thing to see these guys fanning out 3, 4, sometimes even 5 wide on these restarts.
Yes, sir. I've even seen 7 wide. I don't know if you can even believe that.
I've only seen that once. That
Yeah,
happened.
I've seen it a couple times. I mean, if you're gonna do it, Auto Club is one of those tracks. Michigan, I think, is another one.
Pocono, it
But
could happen. Happened in the Indy cars in, I think,
oh yeah,
2015,
there's
16
only a
maybe.
couple field tracks that can do it. As pace lights are off on that Ford Mustang pace car as we're coming out of turns 4, should be diving down into the infield as we have Chevys on the front row lining up. Green, green, green. Let's get it.
Michael York leads them down. Tyler Burden up on the outside. He's got a good run up on the top. He's going to clear Bradley Rivers for second. He's going to try to look to the top side of Michael York. Just to let off the gas a little bit to change his lineup. Talk about beautiful paint schemes, but look at how much these cars are fanning out.
Yes, sir, as it looked like the 48 car of Michael York got a little loose coming out of turn 4.
That's not what you want to see on a restart, especially with Tyler Burden coming up right behind you. Tyler is a winner in this series. We know he won Rockingham last year. Now he's right up on that bumper of the 48, trying to push him out front, closer. Now he's down to the inside. Big time dive to the inside, gonna try to pull the slider. Michael York gonna fall in behind, fall in line. New leader, that's Tyler Burden.
Now it comes down to the choice was one side of tires good, or is it not going to work out? Because there are cars in this field that got full tank of fuel and 4 tires of those Goodyear tires.
Well, currently the top 5 are the drivers who took 2. The top 5 remain where they came off of, well, maybe not exactly where they came off of the pits, but the top 5 are still up front as we got a car in the wall, some sparks flying.
No caution, and we keep on rolling, battling from first to last. Auto Club is action-packed as fighting up front. As fanning out almost 3 wide going into turns 3 and 4.
3 wide for third there for just a moment. John Osborne's going to fall back. Bradley Rivers to his outside. Bradley, the first driver or Tay McDonald rather, is the first driver who's taken 4 tires. He's looking to the inside of McCall, trying to take away that spot, see if those left tires give him the grip he needs.
As McCall is up 18 spots, our biggest mover here tonight so far, with, like you said, Tay McDonald, 4 sets of Goodyears on that car. Will it make a difference? I feel like it will.
Over the long run, I think you're absolutely right. But so far, these guys are showing that short run speed can be around on 2 tires. And that's going to be interesting to see if we get a late race caution. Look at these guys 3 wide here with John Osborne in the middle, Adam Bowden on the top, and on the bottom, Kane Lee. He's going to get the worst of it.
Yes, sir. 3 wide going into turn 1 and 2. We've done this for almost a half lap now. Still 3 wide. 3 wide for at least 2 lanes now. Look how beautiful that is.
This is
a little wiggle.
Almost like Daytona-style pack racing. Here's Tay McDonald to the inside of McCall. Tries a little bit of side draft. He's going to send it in deep. Michael York checks up in front of McCall. That's going to allow Tay McDonald to get up there. He's going to try to get clear for second place. Not quite enough as they come up off of turn number 4, but Tay McDonald moves into third. He's side by side for second with Michael York. Not anymore.
Yes, sir. Like you said, was not able to get into line, which caused him to fall back. That's something when you're making these passes.
Oh, look at Adam Bowden.
Ooh.
He goes around Tay McDonald and Michael York on the bottom, and look at the 10 of Aaron Miller trying to follow him through.
Touching. This is action-packed as Adam making moves. Race leader coming by, maybe?
He's got it.
Yes, he does. And that's one thing these drivers do is if they're coming out of that corner, they have to get in front of that car in order to make that pass happen.
Now here comes Burden back to the inside, but he's on 2 tires. Is he going to have the lift? Is he going to have the grip to try to pull that slide job back off? Adam Bowden stays deep into the corner. He keeps his nose up next to the bumper. He's got momentum up off of the corner. He's going to be able to hold on to the race lead off of turn number 2. And look at how packed up everybody else is. It's almost looking like a Daytona-type situation out here.
And can I mention, we do not have many cars lapped down, meaning most of this field is on that lead lap and battling for points here tonight.
Not only that, so we've got 24 cars that started this race. Sam Taylor pulled off on lap 4. Leroy Koblenz, he was backwards. He was into the wall. Michael Sheffield and also the 9 of Dylan Picklesheimer, they were wrecked in that last race, or in that last restart. Here they are. They're still in the pack. Leroy Koblenz is within 3 seconds of your race leader. Obviously use their fast repairs, which is not ideal, but they're still in this thing. Everybody on the lead lap is within this lead pack, within 3.5 seconds of the race lead. So Adam Bowden is pulling away now, trying to take away all of the benefit of the draft.
Yes, sir. And once you get out of that main pack, now drafting with the main pack here at Auto Club can be beneficiary, but being by yourself can also make you even faster. As you can just hear those engines roaring out of those cars. Beautiful sound, shall I say.
Amazing. Tyler Bird and Aaron Miller's been able to jump up into second place, but now he's got Tay McDonald looking to his inside with a strong run on the bottom coming off of 4.
Yes, sir, as almost 3 wide there. I'm expecting 3 wide going into turn 1.
Could be. Are we going to see it? No, Burden stays on the 10. Now he's going to look up to the top side. Try to pull that Kevin Harvick move, push him faster than he wants to go into the corner so that you could take the benefit on the exit. Did not work. That 10 makes a great run through turns 1 and 2.
Yes, sir, as most of these drivers that got, those 2 tires on their vehicles, most of them falling back, and the drivers that got 4 tires on those vehicles now moving up into the top field as Adam, Aaron, your top 3 drivers, Tay, all got a full tank of fuel and 4 tires of Goodyear on that vehicle, which allowed them to move up this fast.
Tyler's doing a great job here. He's the top driver on 2 tires, but he is falling to the wayside, much like everybody else. Michael York is back to 7th place. Ryan McCall back to 10th. Those 2 tires, they worked out on the short run, but as we move longer into this run, not really going the way that they want. It'll be interesting to see what these guys do if we get a short run at the end, but it seems like after about 10 laps, those 2 tires really start to fall off.
Yes, sir. Especially with these drivers pushing these cars to the limits here at Auto Club. Yeah, about 10 to 15. Kind of lower than what I expected, but these drivers are running these tires hot. So, about, 20 laps is what I'm about to say. About to get interesting.
Dylan Picklesheimer to the bottom of 3 wide. He's got Roth to his outside. Falter back into 2 wide now, but now he goes to the inside of Ryan McCall. Doug D-Nice trying to split the middle. Is he going to have enough of a run on that 59 of Robert Roth? As we have some technical difficulties right now. Not sure what just happened there. It sent us away from the action for a moment. Meanwhile, this top 3, Tay McDonald. Tay's able to take away second place from Aaron Miller. These guys are chasing down your race leader. They're within 0.5 of a second, just about half a second of your race leader.
Yes, sir. Like you mentioned, half second from that race leader. Adam is pulling away with those new 4 tires of Goodyear on that. Looks to be Chevy Camaro. Pulling away from that pack. I'm curious on what he has changed on that Chevy to be able to pull away this far from the field.
Well, he's still holding right around that 0.6 of a second gap. We'll see if Tay McDonald, now that he's clear for second place, is able to cut into that lead at all. Aaron Miller falling back a little bit more, under fire from Kane Lee. Michael Carter trying to figure out a way around those two as well. This is going to be for a top 5 spot. Waylon Turner, he's looking at trying to make his way into the top 5.
Yes, sir, as we're working on about 15 to 18 laps on this field run. We've seen a lot of tire wear off happen as they're currently running 39.7s. I mean, we're looking at about 6/10 off of what they were running.
As we look through the field, comparing best lap times to last lap times, Adam Bowden, his best is a 39.31. That's relatively slow in terms of best lap times for a lot of these guys. Tay McDonald, fastest lap of the race, 39.13, but almost everybody else is into the 29s, 28s. I shouldn't say Adam Bowden's relatively slow because, well, I mean, this field is just so close. 35 actually from Leroy Koblenz is the slowest, fastest lap of anybody on the lead lap right now.
Yes, sir, as now the drivers are going to have to figure out this is the longest run that has 3 wide going into turn 2. Wow. But like I was saying, these drivers are starting now to go on a field run. They haven't had one yet in this race as we're working on lap 50. Had a caution lap, if I'm correct, 27, 28, between 27 and 30. They're on about a 20 lap field run so far. So it is possible we'll see a green flag pit stop from these drivers.
It is definitely possible. We could see multiple from these guys. Like you said, this is the longest green flag run that we've seen so far. First caution on lap 14, second one on lap 31. Guys starting to really slip and slide coming up off of the corners.
Yes, sir, and that's what these drivers were hoping that, hey, let's hope we get another caution because I'm just going to push this car. Now some of these drivers are regretting that decision, especially the drivers that only got 2 tires are definitely regretting the decision as a lot of these drivers are loose. And with that being said, pushing these cars here at Auto Club can definitely be a hit or miss with hitting these cars.
Okay, look at Stan Carnathan looking up to the top side now with that 12. Trying to take
almost
away
4 wide.
Almost! Wow,
Ooh.
Kyle Diaz got clear of the 12 just barely. That was almost disastrous as these guys were hurt near 4 wide coming up off of the corner. Great catch, Emily.
Yes, sir, as 3 wide, almost going into turns 4. Wow. And just a reminder, we're about halfway through this race, and they're racing like it's nothing.
McCall looks to the top side of Picklesheimer. He's got the run up there. He scraped the wall coming up off of turn number 4, and they're into each other on entry. Door-to-door contact at a 2-mile oval at about 180 miles an hour. These guys get through okay, and Picklesheimer comes up and clears himself in front of McCall.
These drivers are definitely quaking in their shoes right now. That was definitely a scary moment. Definitely a scary moment touching, the sides of those vehicles going 180 miles per hour. That's when you're like, okay, I might want to have a little bit more room by you.
Maybe just a little bit. These guys are running 3 miles a minute. It has been insane.
Yes, sir. As 2 wide, almost 3 wide. No, we do not. But beautiful racing as that number 9 car is moving up of Dylan Picklesheimer after having a rough start. Starting to rebound after what started.
Hey, McDonald was able to make a pass and a lead as we were watching all of this incredible mid-pack action. Let's go ahead and show you what happened there. Oh, we're slow right now when we don't need to be. Looks about to be the same as Bowden. Get that run coming up off of 4. Pull that side draft on entry. Pull that slide job into turns 1 and 2. If Bowden's able to fight back up on the top side, he gets up into the wall, and that's going to be what clears Tay McDonald for the race lead. Not letting him get away, though. He's got a nice run coming up off of turn 4. as this battle heats up. We are about halfway, so we're going to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a turn it up here. Let you guys hear the sounds of your favorite drivers driving by at 190 miles per hour. We'll be right back. Back live here. The battle for the lead is heating up once again. We've got incredible action happening up front here with Tay McDonald looking to the inside of the leader, Adam Bowden. Kane Lee trying to figure out which way it's going to go. So far, it's been the outside lane on the straightaways, but Tay slides up almost a little bit of contact for the race lead here, Emily. Oh, my bad. Sorry, Emily. Go ahead now.
Anyways, from what I've seen from the past, when we let you guys listen to these engines roar throughout this track, we had multiple lead changes between the 91, 29, 94, and I think I saw the 10 up there before of Aaron Miller. Definitely a lot of action-packed while we were gone, but we're back and better than ever with one car down pit lane. Interesting. But as we're working on about almost 28 to 30 laps in this fuel run, might start seeing drivers come down pit lane to get a fresh set of Goodyear tires as we have 2 cars coming down pit lane. Like I said, maybe 30 laps on fuel here at Auto Club.
Yeah, you're definitely right here. These guys are maybe starting the trend of green flag pit stops here on lap number 60. Lap 63
Yes.
right now, but here, theoretically, if you go from 63 to 88, yeah, that'll leave you about 25 laps on this run, 22 laps to go. So you're getting into the point where you can split it in half and it would still be a good call. Dave McDonald, obviously, from the front of the field, coming into the pits. We'll see where he blends. Slower pit stop for him. He's going to lose a lap.
100% has most of these drivers now running looks to be a second off of what their best is currently. So currently looking at a second fall off for most of these drivers, if not all of these drivers. So definitely about to start seeing some drivers possibly coming down pit lane for a fresh set of that Goodyear tires and a full tank of Sunoco Racing fuel. Will it happen soon? Yes,
Here
it
they
will.
come.
3 to 4 cars coming down pit lane. Leader comes down pit lane, cycles a new leader in the lead. Let's see if they also come down pit road.
Now, Waylon Turner takes over the race lead. He's got a second over Doug D. Nice. Anthony Ludi stays out as well. Robert Roth and Pete Walsh make up your top five. Adam Bowden, Michael Carter, Dwayne Furtick, Aaron Miller, Kyle Diaz, and Kane Lee all came into the pits that last time around, as green flag pit stops are abundant right now at this point in the race.
Yes, like you said, abundant they are. Still got cars that have not pitted yet. We have a lot of vehicles out here as 30 car comes down pit lane. We still have at least 8 cars plus out on that race surface that has not pitted yet. So
now it's down to 5, Emily, as Turner, Ludi, Robert Roth, Ryan McCall, Bradley Rivers, and 17 South all come into the pits.
Yeah, so definitely looking at 30-something laps. I think 35, 36 laps on a tank of fuel. So 2 more stops out of these drivers here tonight we're looking at. So beautiful green flag run from these drivers. No wrecks, no nothing, a knock on wood right now. Still battling out even after that green flag pit stop. Love it here at Auto Club.
I tell you what, I thought that Tate McDonald going a lap down was going to hurt him, but he's got himself a good 2.5 seconds over Adam Bowden now. Bowden has Sheffield looking to his top side, and Kane Lee. Sheffield making a great recovery here after we saw him involved in an incident before. Sheffield rocking that number 1213 SimWare machine. So let's go ahead and give you guys a quick little... we're going to wait here. Let this green flag pit stop cycle out before we do that. Doug D. Nice, Leroy Koblenz into the pits. Pete Walsh comes in this time. John Osborne and Michael York gonna come in this time. Michael York flying into the pits. He's gonna hit the pit wall.
Ooh. You know what that reminds me of?
Kyle Larson when we were there.
Yes, Kyle Larson at Miami. Actually, the other day, I went back and rewatched the whole Miami race. Still can't believe I was there. Best 3 days or week of my life, and I'm happy to hopefully be able to do that again this year. But definitely, does he have a fast repair?
I believe he does as he overshoots his pit box. Keep an eye on that. Tate McDonald cycles out to the race lead.
And that's going to put him multiple laps down.
I believe so, yeah. Kane Lee, Michael Sheffield in that 213 SimWare machine. So now we'll go ahead and hear some words from 213 SimWare. And coming back. Back live here, Michael Sheffield up to 4th place, but Tay McDonald still leads this race. He's got over 2 seconds of a lead over Adam Bowden with about 41 laps to go here at Auto Club. Bowden's able to separate himself a little bit from Kane Lee. Dwayne Burdick just behind him. Michael Sheffield falling down the way just a little bit. But look at these guys still packed up just behind him from about 10th, 8th place with Aaron Miller all the way back to just Kyle Diaz here and Kent Mueller. These guys are still packed up together.
Yes, sir. As I said it again,
That's okay.
hey, McDonald, I'm working on it. Anywho, we have a Ford out in the lead currently. Got a decent gap, about a 2.5, almost 2.5 second gap from second place. Definitely had a better pit strategy than most of these drivers. We'll see how it ends out here as we're on lap 72 out of 110.
Dan Carnathan
Will
to the
that work out
inside.
for him?
Dan looking to the inside of Aaron Miller. Here's Tyler Burden trying to figure out which way to go. And we see that a lot with these next gens. When they get side by side up in front of you, it's almost like you have the power to push somebody out in front. But you've got to pick the faster car. The car that's going to be able to get out front and get you past the car that you're trying to push past, you know? There's a lot to it with these next gen cars, but guys racing each other hard for a spot just outside of the top 5.
Yes, racing hard indeed. We are as almost 3 wide back there from these drivers after the green flag pit stop. Still bunched up, still racing hard, racing like no tomorrow is in sight. About to see it fan out, maybe 3 wide coming in turns 3 and 4.
No, they stay double wide, gridded up like they're doing a pace lap. Tyler Burden to the bottom side. He's going to get clear of Miller. And now Waylon Turner is going to be able to get next to him, pull that side draft. Almost a little bit of contact. These guys getting super close down the front straightaway. Waylon got within 2 feet there of that 10 machine. And a great job by the Blip to zoom in on that battle as now we are 3 wide. Waylon has Michael Carter to his outside. Waylon Turner going to have to relinquish that position. And Doug D. Nice looking down to the bottom. Going to try to take it away as Kyle Diaz is falling back through this pack.
As possible 3 wide may happen. No.
Oh, and around goes Aaron Miller.
Oh. Caution?
No, Aaron saves
No
it.
Caution.
Aaron saved it. He got turned around, and somebody else got a piece of it, too.
Think he has a broken toe link, maybe?
I'm not sure. We'll have to keep an eye on it. He hit that back end of the wall.
I think he has a broken car, no?
There's got to be some sort of damage on there.
Definitely looks like it.
Take a look to see what happened here. This is coming up off of turn 2, so this will show you the setup to it. Burden trying to side draft and stay with the 10. Just touches him on entry. Gets him sideways. Michael Carter might have gotten a piece. I think he did. That's where the right rear damage came on the 10. But excellent job keeping that car straight.
Yes, and with these next gens, still a factor and still in place is overcorrection. If you overcorrect that car, especially here at Auto Club, running that fine line of am I going to spin out or am I not? Which what I'd like to do is be on that fine line of speed and almost spinning out, which can be costly, especially if you spin out and or try to overcorrect and go head on into that turn wall, especially going at 190 miles per hour.
Move back up to the front of the field. Adam Bowden has cut out about 0.3 of a second. It's down to 1.8 seconds for the race lead. Last time around, Tay McDonald was just a hair quicker. Now he has the draft. The 48 Michael York just in front of him.
As our biggest mover here tonight is Kane Lane up 18 spots. My dyslexia. Third place, going from last to third in, beautiful fashion in that number 91 Sprite machine. Got a burger on there, Whopper. I swear, these drivers come out here and make us hungry. Or is that just me?
Oh, I don't think it's just you. These guys come out here with some of the best looking food sponsored cars there is. I mean, look at this Burger King machine. Then we jump back to Aaron Miller in this Wendy's. He's got a big Baconator up on the front of this thing. I tell you what, man, these guys just want us to eat after this thing.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, right now, my stomach's growling. I swear these drivers purposely come out here with these paint schemes. Got a McDonald's paint scheme right there. I ain't hating on them. They're beautiful paint schemes, but like, come on now, what you doing to us? But working lap 79 out of 110, battling from front to back, still occurring as, hey, it's Auto Club. Battling can happen anywhere, especially green flag runs. And we're looking at the latest somebody has pitted is Stan Carnthen. Still has not pitted. It says pit lap 32, and I wonder if that's correct.
No, actually, he came in on lap 62. He was one of the first drivers to come in on that green flag cycle with Tay McDonald, I believe, on the same lap. So it's not doing too bad in terms of strategy. But Tay McDonald out front, that lead down to about 1.4. Last time, Adam Bowden cut 0.2 of a second out of it. Let's go ahead and ride on board with Adam here as he chases down your race leader.
Yes, and Adam does chase down, indeed, one of the fast cars here tonight. Will he be able to put up a fight?
Oh, caution.
Hey, is that
Incarnathan? Somebody else was involved in that, I believe.
Damage.
Anthony Ludi spun down to the inside as well. Doesn't look like a lot of damage. Waylon Turner goes around.
Big wreck.
Third caution of the night here on lap 81 with less than 30 laps to go. Go ahead and show you what happened. We're coming up off of turn 2 here. Stands loose. Stands loose. Big loose there. He's going to... Burden got loose too. So when Waylon tries to get down below, he collects both of them.
Ooh, domino effect. Ooh. Now, I will admit, as much as that is rough, now, seeing how that was a domino effect, kind of satisfying. Is that just me? Kind of seeing how all it plays out. Kind of satisfying.
Kyle Diaz. He kind of psyched himself out going around there. Everybody's pitting up front.
Yes, as possible wholesale pit stops from the pack. Everybody in from first to 20th. Wholesale pit stops from this whole field here tonight. And we're looking, what did I say? It's about 30 laps. So we're looking, they might be able to make it. They might be a lap short. Kind of hard to see right now.
I think they can make it. Man, let's go back on board with Kyle Diaz here. This is incredible stuff. Let's slow it down. But so you're right on board with Kyle. He's loose. He's correcting the car here. He's straightening the wheel. You can see the 06 loose in front of him. You can see Stan Carnathan also loose in front of him as well. And Kyle is fighting the wheel here. To the right there to not let it spin out up off of the corner. Try to use up that racetrack. These things happening up in front of him. Stan gets turned outside into Tyler Burden. Waylon Turner, who initiated the contact, gets hit there. Diaz just trying to get through it. Gonna spin himself out. Get her back going. Aaron Miller almost got into him there. Well, wholesale pit stops just occurred. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a quick break. We'll be right back with the restart. To the restart here. Tay McDonald over Adam Bowden, Kane Lee, Dwayne Furtick, and Doug D. Nice in the top 5. Pace car makes that hard left turn. We've got less than 30 to go. 27 at the line. Tay gets a shot from Kane Lee and leads him down. He's got a strong restart. Lee side by side for second place with Bowden. Like Lee is going to be able to get clear coming up off of turn 2. He doesn't use up all that racetrack. That's going to let Bowden get side by side. Almost 3 wide down the back straightaway.
3 wide indeed in the back of the pack, occurring everywhere on this restart. Still have a lot of cars on that lead lap. Now all of these next-gen cars can make it to the end. Like I said, we're on about a 35 lap fuel run, and we're under 30 laps. All these drivers can make it out.
Oh, problems! So, Kyle Diaz turned around!
And now for sure all these drivers can make it.
I don't think he hit anything.
But coming back to these drivers being able to make it, that's probably what caused them just racing hard.
Aaron Miller tries to come up the racetrack. Doesn't know that Diaz is there. Just turns him around. Doesn't hit anything. He's able to continue on.
As we go under caution again, a view from the inside of Kyle Diaz to see what kind of his perspective was. Didn't see it coming, honestly.
No chance he could have.
Absolutely no chance, nothing you can do. Chalk it up to racing. I would say incident, but that is up for these drivers to decide. But I would say racing incident, especially with under 30 laps to go, being able to go 35 laps on a fuel run. These drivers just pushing those cars to the max limit. I mean, wouldn't be surprised if they came down just in case if, hey, we get, you know, any extra laps from the green-white checkers. That could possibly occur. They could come down, but it's highly unlikely they will.
Some guys in the back might try it, but this is the quickest caution that we've had throughout the night. This is going to be the freshest tires on a restart, or used tires that these guys are going to have. 17 South, Michael York and Kyle Diaz come into the pits. Obviously Diaz with the flat spotted tires. Maybe 17 South and Michael York anticipating these green flag or green white checkers happening. However, we do still have a couple sets in the pits, so I don't know. Things are going to get interesting here in these last 24 laps.
Yes, sir. As I said it again, 24 laps to go. Still having, looks to be 21 cars on the lead lap. Going to be a battle here tonight. 21 cars racing for that lead spot, with them being able to make it to the very end. Fresh sets of Goodyear tires on those Ford, Chevy, and Toyota next-gen cars. Going to be seeing a lot of 3, maybe 4 wide, maybe even 5 wide coming out here tonight for these last 24 laps.
This is the time you would see it. Everybody going to try to get everything that they can. And for those of you wondering at home, when Emily says, "Oh, I said it again," I told her that she has to pay me $1 every time she says "yes, sir," because she's been saying it too much. So that's a fun little joke, I guess. Anyways, Tay McDonald holds out of the race lead. Adam Bowden, Doug D-Nice, Kane Lee, Dwayne Furtick. Michael Sheffield with a strong recovery after losing his bumper earlier on, up into 6th. John Osborne, we saw him go around. Tyler Burden involved in one earlier. He's in 8th. Robert Roth, I believe, was involved in the first caution of the night. He's in 9th. Ryan McCall in 10th. Pete Walsh in 11th. Anthony Ludi, Bradley Rivers, Waylon Turner, and Leroy Koblenz. Michael Carter, Stan Carnathan, Dylan Picklesheimer, Kent Mueller, Michael York, 17 South, and Kyle Diaz round out the cars on the lead lap. And Emily, you talked about all these drivers on the lead lap, but every driver that's still in the race is still on the lead lap. Sam Taylor pulled off the racetrack on lap number 4. He is the only DNF of this race. 23rd place, Kyle Diaz, just in front of him, sits on the lead lap, ready to restart this race at the tail end of it. Attrition has not been a factor whatsoever here throughout the course of the night. We've had some big incidents, some people getting damaged, but they've been able to take their fast repairs and keep going, not get involved in another one. Does that intensity pick up here at the end of the race? I mean, I can only assume it does, but we've got the ECR NextGen drivers ready to lock and load for 22 more, 44 miles here in Auto Club.
Yes, as we get ready to go green, turning into the turn 3 complex of Auto Club. Lights off of that Ford Mustang pace car, racking, stacking, and getting ready to rock and roll with the Ford and Chevy up on the top row following Chevy. A lot of Chevy Camaros out here tonight in this field, dominant here tonight. Who's going to bring this home tonight? As the pace car takes a hard left turn down into pit road, as the 29 car has the finger on the trigger in the Geico restart zone. Green, green, green. Here we go again at Auto Club. A big takeoff from the number 29 car of Tay McDonald, leaving everybody in the dust. Wow.
Fantastic restart there out of Tay McDonald. Doug D-Nice moves down to the inside of Adam Bowden. Try to take away second. Bowden going to try that side draft there. Not quite enough there as D-Nice gets clear, and a bump from Bowden. Crash in the back. Dwayne Furtick up into the wall. Everybody stays straight. Oh, hard into the wall goes Aaron Miller. We're still green, but heavy wall contact throughout the course of this field. Caution is out after all of that. Emily, before we get to the replay, you talked about Chevy's dominance. 24 starters in this race. 18 of them are in Chevys.
Like I said, Chevy dominant. And also circling back to all these drivers can make it to the very end. So some of these drivers aren't too worried about, burning up their tires because they know they can make it to the end and they might have an extra set of tires in the pit road.
Wayne got turned up into Burden. Miller hits the wall trying to avoid.
Ooh.
Oh, Sheffield got turned into him by Osborne.
Ooh. That was a rough hit.
Yeah, that's a tough hit. So with 20 laps to go, Tay McDonald leads over Doug D. Nice, Adam Bowden, Kane Lee, John Osborne. I tell you what, looks like from 16th to 23rd has all come into the pits. Likely to get damage repaired, but we appreciate everybody tuning in live here on Sim Racing Media. Been an incredible show so far. Super clean, super green. We're working our 5th caution here on lap number 91. A couple of quick successive cautions here after a couple of restarts. Dave McDonald holds on to the race lead. Doug D. Nice in second. Should be getting lights off this time around.
The lights off indeed. Racking and stacking on 19. Will be 18 laps to go once we come by. Pace lights are off. Double filing up. Let's get ready to rock and roll for 19 laps.
Give you a full field rundown. It goes Tay McDonald, Doug D. Nice, Adam Bowden, Hayden Lee, John Osborne, Robert Roth, Pete Walsh, Bradley Rivers, Anthony Ludi, and Waylon Turner rounding out the top 10. Stan Carnathan, Dylan Picklesheimer, Leroy Koblenz, Kyle Diaz, Michael Carter, Michael Sheffield, Ryan McCall, Aaron Miller, Kent Mueller, and Michael York in the top 20. 17 South and Dwayne Furtick still on the racetrack. Tyler Burden looks to be, he's getting some required repaired, but looks to have spelled the end of his day being involved in that last crash.
Yes, as we get ready to rack and stack, coming into turns 3, definitely going to be an interesting 18 laps, action-packed, 3-4 wide. Like I said before, anything can happen in these last laps.
And especially at a track as wide as Auto Club. Well, that Ford Mustang is about ready to get out of the way of another Ford Mustang, Kay McDonald in the 29. Rest of the top 5 are all Chevys. Doug D. Nice up on the top side. Green flag back in the air. Tay McDonald with a strong restart. Doug D. Nice with a big push from the 91 up top. And 3 wide getting into turn 1. Bradley Rivers to the bottom.
3 wide action, like I said, almost 3 wide all the way back. Side-by-side action. Whew. Almost wrecking right there. Tight, action-packed racing. Tongue twister right there. Going into turns 3 and 4. 4 wide.
Stan looked up to the top, trying to make it 4 wide. He's going to get to the outside of Turner. Dylan Picklesheimer has to let off in the middle. A couple of guys up into the wall. The 59 of Roth. He was one of them. He's going to fall back just a hair. But I tell you what, Emily, with these last 17 laps, these guys are going to give a lot less coming up off the corners.
100%. Running these cars to the maximum is what they are doing. Wow.
John Osborne got loose coming up off of the corner, tries to utilize that into a good entry, but he's under fire now from Roth up on the top side. The 74 goes down to the inside. That's Pete Walsh trying it. John Osborne going to try to follow. Walsh going to slide up into the 59. They make contact on the door, and here comes John Osborne to the inside. He gets a little bit loose. He's got loose still. He's going to get straightened out, but what a job. Dylan Picklesheimer and Ryan McCall just door banging down the front straightaway. Now they're getting 5 wide. John Osborne got in between Ryan McCall and Dylan Picklesheimer, but those guys were absolutely leaning on each other down the front straightaway. We'll see if they do it again down the back. McCall gets in behind Picklesheimer. Michael York on the bottom side with no draft. He's going to continue to lose spots as Tay McDonald is still leading this race by about 2/10 over Adam Bowden.
Yes, as working on lap 15 out of...
Well, 15 to go,
one.
rather.
Yes, yeah, that one too.
15 to go, lap 96 underway. 15 laps here at Auto Club. Just 30 miles to go as Tyler Burton gets off of the pit lane. He's going to be able to finish this race, depending on their issues. Oh, there goes problems down the back.
Ooh.
Ryan McCall hard into the wall.
Will that bring out a caution? No, it will not. Still green, 3 wide. Action packed throughout the field, side by side, door racing. No room given to any of these drivers. Whoo! Squeezing in there. Wow, that 8 car just almost took the rear end off that number 26 Domino's car.
Almost. Here comes Bradley Rivers looking at the top side of Carnathan. Nothing doing there. Coming up off turn number 2, Michael Carter. He's got a strong run on Diaz. Does he have enough to move to the inside? Thinks twice about it, given that Whalen is down on the inside. Now they're starting to split up 3 wide once again as Carnathan gets right up next to the wall. Rivers in the middle and Whalen Turner down on the bottom. Rivers is going to be the one to concede that spot. For now.
As Diaz was looking on the inside of the number 15 car, possibly looking on the inside again to possibly make it 3 wide. Looking, will it happen? Close one, no it will not. 30 car still keeping it there. Hope that they could get into line. Will not happen as everybody falls into line. It does happen as 26 car up that Domino's. Diaz moves down low, trying to get past that number 15 U.S. Army Chevy Camaro.
Well, we've got the U.S. Army on our minds here. We'll go ahead and talk about another one of our sponsors here. That unfortunately, the VetraTrack car is not with us today. It should be back next week or the week after. But VetraTrack is an amazing group. At VetraTrack, we take pride in being different. What sets us apart is not only our commitment to empowering veterans, but the unique approach we embrace to make a meaningful impact. VetraTrack operates with no paid staff. Every effort is a labor of love, driven by the genuine desire to make a difference in the lives of veterans. VetraTrack operates on a mission, not a profit motive. Every dollar earned or donated goes back into creating more opportunities for veterans. Our focus is on impact and empowerment, not on financial gain. VetraTrack creates the opportunities for hands-on experiences, bringing veterans into the heart of the action through initiatives like our Pit Crew Experience and Motorcycle Track Days, crafting unique and empowering experiences. From the exhilaration of high-speed racing to the camaraderie built into the pit crew, we provide veterans with experiences that go beyond the ordinary. Our programs are designed to accommodate various skill levels, making VetraTrack accessible to everyone. Join us on this incredible journey where every ride is a step towards positive change. Will you join us and be a supporter? Visit www.vet2track.org and help us support those who have given so much for us. Special shout out to honoring our heroes, PTSD awareness, battling PTSD one lap at a time, and support veterans. As we've got a problem down the back straightaway, Robert Roth gets turned around and the caution comes out with 10 laps to go.
10 laps to go. Looks like hard impact of that Ford Mustang. Heavy impact. Hopefully a new vehicle waiting in the pits. Number 59 car gets loose coming out of there. Ooh.
Yeah, got loose, hit Carnathan, bounced off the wall, back into Rivers.
Head on.
Hefty impact there. But this changes everything. Caution with less than 10 laps to go.
Will drivers come down pit lane, get tires? Obviously they don't need fuel, but will they want to come down and get a fresh set of Goodyears and do it? Seven a lap shootout. We will see coming out of turn 4.
I don't know, Emily. I think I want tires, but
Do I want to lose position?
that is the question. We don't know what these guys are going to do, so let's just sit and watch.
Yes, we will, and I almost said it again.
You almost did. I saw that. I heard that. You're all right. It's okay.
Alrighty, as we have a beautiful pit lane camera, we do have takers coming down pit lane.
Hey, McDonald tried
out.
Sorry for the terrible camera angle. You guys couldn't see. Tay McDonald tried to fake out the field. He did not. Adam Bowden, Doug D. Nice, Anthony Ludi, they all come in. The top 5 is elected to stay out. Kent Mueller, Larry Koblenz, Leroy Koblenz, Dwayne Furtick, and Aaron Miller are going to acquire a top 5 position.
I feel that I don't think that would be a good idea. I mean, we'll see. But with most of these drivers coming down pits, they're going to get ran over coming across that start-finish line.
Oh, I think you're right. I think that the right call was to come in and take tires here. We've got 8 laps to go right now. Probably going to be 6 to go at the restart. That's 12 miles. That's just a little bit too much time. Especially for Tay McDonald, who last came in on lap 81. Kent Mueller in second place now. He came in on lap 90. Still older tires than everybody else, but
yes, older tires indeed. Coming to 6 laps to go. Not currently 6 laps to go, but when we get ready to go green, it will be 6 to go. 6 laps shootout from all of these drivers. We're about to see, and I know I said this last time, but we were also 20 laps to go last time. Coming down to 6 laps to go. This is where it starts getting dicey. We're about to start seeing drivers make moves they wouldn't make lap 1. This is the time. If you're going to make a move, you're going to make a move now.
If the lights go off on the pace car, we do have a couple 1 lap down this time around. Lights are off this time, so we'll have 6 laps to go to bring it home. Tay McDonald over Kent Mueller, Leroy Koblenz, Wade Furtick, and Aaron Miller round out the top 5. We are doubled up. 6th place, Adam Bowden. Guy on fresh tires here. Then we've got Stan Carnathan, Kane Lee, Waylon Turner, Michael Carter, Doug D. Nice, Michael York, Kyle Diaz, Anthony Ludi, Dylan Picklesheimer, Bradley Rivers, Pete Walsh, John Osborne, Robert Roth, Ryan McCall, and 17 South, rounding out the drivers on the lead lap. Michael Sheffield still in the pits. Looks to have pulled that onto the hauler, along with Tyler Burden and Sam Taylor. So everybody's still in the race, still on the lead lap.
Alrighty, as we come through the turn 3 and 4 complex, pace lights are off of that Ford iRacing.com pace car. 6 laps to go at that line. Let's get ready to rock and roll for these last 6 laps. Action-packed all the way through. I bet, will these drivers make it green? We're about to see as the pace car drops down. Get ready to go. That Fastenal machine of that Ford Mustang. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Green, green, green. Big jump from that number 29.
The 4 car lengths is the gap, and he's only increasing.
Yes, as you said, for 4 car lengths, will it occur? Those drivers are stopping the drivers that got new tires.
But we saw how a couple of laps on 2 tires worked out early in the race. We'll see if old tires are able to make a difference as around goes Dwayne Furtick to bring out the caution.
And we go under caution. I'm going to bring it out now. There is a thing called, give me a minute and I'll tell you. I lost my train of thought.
Alright, it happens. Stan Carnathan gets into Dwayne Furtick. Doug D. Nice with a great job getting through there, the 12 as well. Looks to be just a single car spin with no damage. bring out the caution. But Emily, that could leave us to a green-white checker.
That's exactly what I had to figure out. That I lost my train of thought. Green, white, checkered. Indeed, we have 3 of them. And if you guys and gals in the chat do not know what a green, white, checkered is, green, white, checkered is once we get into this 3 laps to go, they'll have 3 times to run it back. And if they don't get it on that 3rd time, it'll end in overtime and under yellow. Now, I'll start from the beginning. We go green, it'll make it go from 3 to 2 laps to go. Now, if they wreck in between that 2 and 1 lap to go, they'll throw out the caution, reset it back to 3, and they'll try it again. Now, if they don't make it that time, they'll run it back again 1 more time. If they don't make it that time, this race will end under yellow. Now, I have faith in these drivers. We'll see if they can make it as pace car lights are still on. So,
you also have the possibility of this still being a natural finish. With 4 laps to go, if the lights go off with 3 to go, we will get the green with 2 laps to go in our scheduled distance. That does not count as a green-white checker attempt.
it does not, and we will see. Great of you to bring that up. I actually did not think of that. So, theoretically, we'll have 4 green-white checkers if you think about it. As we get ready to rock and roll, pace car lights are still on. Driver going around to get that lucky dog position. About to see a battling happen.
Yeah, a battling aplenty over the course of this last 2 laps. If it ends up being the last 2 laps of this race, of course, the green-white checker rule set in place to make sure that you guys, the fans, can get good green flag racing in for a finish. It's no fun to see a race end under caution.
Absolutely not, and from what I've seen all night from these drivers is they're not going to disappoint.
No, they are not. Somebody may be disappointed at the end of this thing, though.
Yes, as right now it is anybody's race to win. Normally at some of these tracks, you would already kind of have an idea of who would win, but right now it's anybody.
Yeah, these guys have been so close together in terms of lap time, in terms of draft. The parity in this league is utterly insane. As the lights go off on the iRacing.com Ford Mustang pace car, we've got 3 laps to go. We're going to come to green with 2 laps to go. If they make it to the white flag, as Emily already explained, that'll be it. We'll race it back. We're coming to the checkers if they hit the white. But if they don't, we're going to re-rack it, restack it, and pull NASCAR overtime out of the rule book.
NASCAR overtime indeed, as we're coming through, if I am correct, the turns 1 and 2 complex, working on that backstretch. Going to be coming by hopefully soon to, like you mentioned, rerun it and see if we can get it finished under natural.
110 laps scheduled for today. That's 220 miles for round number 5 of the Elite Cup Series, of the Elite Cup Racing NextGen Series. These guys
and can I mention, Adam is in 6th place. Our race leader for a lot of this race has fallen back. Will he be able to make it back up there in these 3 to 2 laps?
We'll find out here. Adam Bowden up on the top side. Aaron Miller, Leroy Copeland, 2nd place. 3rd place is the 5 car of Kent Mueller. Kane Lee in 5th place on the inside lane. Pace car makes that hard left turn. Do we get it back? Do we get to the white? We'll find out. Green flag back in the air and a strong restart out of Tay McDonald once again.
As 3 wide in the back of the pack, going 4 wide. No filter at all from these drivers. No chill. 3 wide. At least 2 rows. Wow.
Guys going everywhere they possibly can. Michael York gets loose coming up off the corner. He's going to keep it straight. Down the back straightaway. No, Michael York does not. He's going to get turned around down the back straightaway. We are still green. Pete Walsh is the one who hit him. We're still green. Tay McDonald comes up off of turn number 4. He's got 4/10 of a second over second place Kent Mueller. Car spinning down to the inside, but the white flag is in the air. White flag is out. We're coming back to the checkers.
White flag indeed. Anybody's race still able to be won as we have two cars battling for second place. Adam coming out of nowhere, make it into second place. Will he make it into first place, catching Tay? Will it happen or will it not? Anybody's race win here.
2 more quarters to go. Fresh tires for Adam Bowden. He's going to be able to close down that gap a considerable amount, but not enough time for him. Tay McDonald comes up off of turn number 4 with about 2/10 of a second lead. Falling down, he's going to win at Auto Club. Adam Bowden in second and Kent Mueller in third to round out the podium. Hard into the wall goes Doug D. Nice after the checkers, after he came home in, well, I don't know yet. But Tay McDonald gets the job done here in Auto Club. Southern California, you see the fireworks down the back straightaway for your race winner. That's one of my favorite things about this track, is that set off the fireworks in celebration for the race winner. We're going to talk with Tay McDonald in just a few moments, but first, we're going to watch him burn it down at the start-finish line. Adam Bowden comes home in second after restarting in 6th. Great job there. Kent Mueller in 3rd place. Okay, getting a little bit of love from that 30 machine.
Alrighty.
Yeah, as Tay McDonald finishes up burning it down, he's got Waylon Turner with him. We're going to go ahead and bring Tay up into the booth. Tay, it's Liam and Emily up in here. Congratulations first off on the race win.
Hey, thank you.
Well, it was a heck of a drive there. We saw you racing side by side with Adam Bowden quite a bit throughout the middle portion of the race, but your pit strategy got you out front by a good margin, and you really never had to look back. Kind of walk us through that strategy call.
Yeah, so I knew that I was going to have to pit either way, so with, about 25 to go. So I like to short pit and gain, it seems to gain track position quite often. So I don't know, I short pit, and I don't know if I just had a really good stop or everybody else struggled or what happened, but yeah, I mean, it felt good, and I didn't expect to have a 2-second lead afterwards, but just taking care of the tires, and everybody's super close tonight. Just it felt more like a super speedway again. So yeah, just taking care of the tires and going from there.
Just through that last restart, man, you had a great jump on it. But these guys with fresh tires were getting closer and closer to you. Did you have any sort of concern in your mind as you were coming to the checkers?
Yeah, I seen Adam and Kane back there, and I think the 3rd row with that on that last restart, and I knew that they were going to be gunning hard. Adam was tough to beat all night anyway. So I mean, I told my team the less laps we have on the restart, the better I'm going to be, because I had, I think, 25 laps on my tires on that last restart, and Adam and Kane were right there with fresh ones. So I just kind of backed into this one.
Did a great job, and you can't really back into one when you come across the checkers in first place, straightforward. Is there anybody you want to thank for such a strong run here and such a great win?
Yeah, first and foremost, got to thank the man upstairs. Like to thank my teammates at GWR. Like to thank the admins for running this league and giving us something to do on Saturday nights. And I want to thank you for broadcasting and giving us something to go back and watch. Also, I want to thank my grandma Linda for supporting me, being my biggest fan. So thank you.
Thank you, Taylor, and congratulations once again on the checkered flag here.
Hey, thank you.
Hopefully be talking to you again next week.
Absolutely.
That was our second place finisher. And Emily, I believe you got Adam with us.
Adam, this is Emily in the booth. You got a copy.
Yes, I do.
A great run tonight, finishing in P2. A little bit more time, and you would have gotten P1. What was going through your mind at the end of the race?
I was hoping for a little bit longer of a run there instead of a 3-lap shootout. The one caution I think would tend to go. I dragged I think 3/4 of the field down pit road, and took 2 tires there, hoping I would have had a little run to have a shot there at the end, but just ran out of time. Restarted a little bit too far back to really have a shot at Tay there. But I think if we had another lap, it probably could have gotten him. But would have been a nice battle there. But just came up a little short.
Yes, indeed. Amazing race, leading a lot of these laps out here tonight, proving that you had the machine to bring it home, and you basically brought it home in second place, running that rubber off those tires. Liam, do you got anything for him? I will take that as a no. Anyways, Adam, do you have any sponsors, families you would like to thank?
I'll give a shout out to you guys for doing an awesome job on the broadcast. Shout out to my RMS teammates. A couple of them didn't have the greatest finishes, but Kent there, he managed to get top 3, and Michael Carter, he ended up bringing in a home 7. So we had a pretty good run for the RMS team, but just came up a little short.
Hey, and still coming home in second place is big, especially running consistently first. Going to second really isn't that big of a deal, but I know some of these drivers, especially you, still want to get that podium spot.
Hey, good points paying day. That's all we can take away from this at this point. Just
Yes,
keep racking up the points, and the win will come.
yes, sir. Any insight on going into next week's race?
Well, we're going to Atlanta, so it'll be the super speedway layout. So it's going to be anybody's race. So I'm looking forward to it. I enjoy. I'm one of the few that enjoy the new Atlanta configuration. But being that it's super speedway, it's going to be anybody's game.
Yes, indeed. Anybody's game at super speedways is a thing. A rookie can even win it. Alrighty, Adam. Great meeting you here tonight. Wish you best luck next week at Atlanta. I hope you have a great night. Go celebrate with your team.
All right, you guys have a good one.
You too. And that was Adam finishing P2 here at Auto Club. Wonderful racing from him tonight. I'm going to bring in Kent Mueller finishing P3. Kent, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Amazing race here tonight. Up 16 spots. Insane and amazing. Showing that you can bring it out here in Auto Club.
Yeah, definitely. We had the top line working really good in our DHL Chevy tonight, and was really looking forward to this race after practice on Thursday. I was able to really find a groove to rip the top and kind of use that to our advantage and use a little bit of strategy to get up there at the end, and worked out in our favor.
Yes, 100%. Auto Club is one of those tracks that any groove works, but that top line is fast if you can straddle it perfectly. I know myself running that top line is really fast, especially in these next gens.
Yeah, for sure. The amount of speed you can carry off of there, of top line, if you get the right run and drop down the straightaway, it's huge, and it actually saves your tires a little bit too. So it worked out for us, and just got around all the carnage, and happy to bring home our DHL Chevy with the top 5.
Yes, sir. Going into Atlanta next week, what do you think can happen? Obviously, it could be anybody's race with it being a super speedway. Opinions on the new configuration for Atlanta as well.
Last year's race was very interesting there. I think it'll be nothing short of that with it being a super speedway, and we'll see what happens next week. It should be close, jam-packed, entertaining racing.
Yes, sir. Liam, you got a copy? Do you have anything you would like to say to Kent?
I think it really covered it all. I mean, rolled all the way through the field, starting in 19th, comes home in third place. A couple of up and down moments for that number 5 car, but Kent, you really had a strong run. Kind of tell us what it was like racing through this field under green flag conditions.
You know what, Liam? We'll say it was an absolute blast running 3 and 4 wide and trying to figure out the lines of where guys were going to go and try to go to the opposite spot. And I found that top to second closest seam to the wall was the best spot for my car most of the night. Every time I went to the bottom, unless it was a massive slide job late in the run, I would just get super loose. So my goal was to just try to stay as close to that blue wall as possible without overstepping it, and just everything worked out for once. Sometimes you got to have luck on your side with strategy. We definitely did that. We took our last set of tires, 20 to go, and just kind of rotated up to the front there with caution that came out with about 6 to go, and just held on for dear life, and it worked out.
Yeah, it definitely worked out for you. Congratulations again on the podium finish. Is there anybody you want to thank for such a strong run here today in the ECR NextGen Cup Series?
Yeah, I just want to thank all my teammates at Revolution Motorsports. We've been really putting in some hard work with practicing and feeding some ideas off of each other, and should be a really good season. Everyone here so far has been running really good, and just hope to keep it up.
Awesome stuff. Thanks for joining us here. Congratulations once again on the podium, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again soon.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Alrighty, that was Kent Mueller. Liam, great race here this evening at Auto Club. Can't wait for Atlanta next week. I'm going to be in the booth with you here again. I'm glad I'm going to be with this league here tonight. Great racing. Wow.
Yeah, Emily, this is just your first taste. These guys are incredible. Week in and week out, they put on incredible racing, super clean racing too. I mean, we saw more cautions tonight than we're used to seeing. Last week at Phoenix was a little bit hectic, but these guys are super clean. Yeah, Phoenix is Phoenix. These guys are super clean, and they do an incredible job. But without further ado, let's go through our finishing order here. That is not it. Now it's our finishing order here. With Tay McDonald taking home the race win over Adam Bowden, Kent Mueller, Leroy Koblenz, and Waylon Turner getting a top 5. Stan Carnathan, Michael Carter, John Osborne, Doug D. Nice, and Aaron Miller in the top 10. Then we've got Ryan McCall, Bradley Rivers, Dwayne Furtick, Robert Roth, Kyle Diaz, Kane Lee, Pete Walsh, 17 South, rounding out page 1. Go up to the end where we've got Michael York, Pete Walsh, Anthony Ludi, Dylan Picklesheimer, Tyler Burden, Michael Sheffield, and Sam Taylor had to cut out early in the race. That's gonna about do it for us here. Emily, you got any final thoughts before we cut her loose?
Not right now, but all I can say is on to next week at Atlanta. New configuration. Definitely going to be some more action-packed racing, just like we saw here tonight. I'm stoked for next week.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolute blast. We can't thank you guys enough for tuning in live with us here on Sim Racing Media, enjoying a Saturday night with us. And as always, as you walk through the streets of life, please don't play in traffic. Thanks for tuning in, folks.